Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. I have to say a big thank you to Keen for mentioning me yesterday on all their platforms, Facebook, Reddit, and I'm not sure where else, but someone mentioned that I only have, I think, now 2 episodes until episode 800, and that was really nice. And welcome to the few new people that joined me, and some people had some nice comments. One was Mr. Existian, I think is the name, and he had a bit of a better abbreviation, or not abbreviation, but a better meaning of the abbreviation DUCC, D-U-C-C, for the command module, and it would be Drop Unit Command Center, and I I say that's okay. We keep it that way, I would say. Okay, you can see that I have placed some more of the units here. I have made a production unit. I have made it so that the top side is a bit protected from whatever comes from above, but we have the units on the outside, refineries on the outside, and 2 sped up assembler units on the inside of this module. It's kind of in a cross shape. You can see I have also put on some upgrade modules. I hope that we have the necessary materials to kind of finish that. On the top we have some emplacements for guns or whatsoever, and yeah, the middle, as always, will be the place to anchor the merge block and then to be able to drop it. I've placed another unit, another modular unit, and I want to make the barracks or the living spaces out of it. This will have also some oxygen farms, and then we build up top some spaces, some cabins out or something like that with beds, so the people don't have to live in their cryo chambers like they would have to do with the main unit. I'm not sure yet how to do that. Maybe I just go for the usual tower approach with some staircases on the inside. The idea would be to have one open side and have the staircases run in that, and then have 2 or 3 cabins on each side. I think not on each side, on the one side here. Maybe I go with 2, and then each module would have living spaces for 4 people, and the bottom will house the medical bay also, because I think I need a medical bay somewhere, and maybe the living spaces, the quarters, would be a good place to have that. We could implement something like a medical unit on the bottom here. I'm not sure how to do that yet. It would be just an idea to have a medical bay, a real kind of sick bay or something integrated. But I will build this in the meantime. I'm not sure. We don't have to have all the modules for Thursday, and so what I will do is have definitely this thing prepared, and it is. So I will take a blueprint of that for tomorrow, so that will be the first module that will drop. So what we should do today is take a look at the ship that is maybe able to drop it. And what I want to do is, for now, have just a framework, see if it can fly, And if it is able to maybe transport the main unit, this one, I don't have a clue if it could tell me how much this weighs. It weighs... There's no weight on here, so maybe we have to place a control module to see that, or a control station. So let us take a look. We've just placed that here for now to take a look at this station. Okay, it would only show me if I go and disconnect that. I don't want to disconnect that right now. Could do it. I could make a copy and then disconnect that. Just for... to get the information, it would be neat to get that. Hello? Would you please be able to get... Why am I not able to... Oh, okay. I'm in the way. My body is in the way. So let us drop this. we have to modify it. Okay. It could be a hard crash. I'm not sure. We will see if it survives this. Convert to ship. Drops. Okay, that's a lot of weight. 560 tons, even with all the damage that it got. Oh, it shouldn't be. It isn't so bad. Okay, 560 tons. That's what we definitely want to be able to carry. So the whole framework of the ship should be relatively light. I don't want to go with heavy armor or something like that. So let us get rid of this. And we can lose this block too. So what I've done here is I have put up this thing. This is, I think, 21 plus 4, 25 blocks. And I want to have 2 outriggers to put thrusters on. So what we definitely need is a lot of thrust to the bottom. And I cannot ignore the side thrust. So we need power, a lot of it. And then we kind of... we are running on 200 meters per second speed, maximum speed. So it might be possible for this ship to get out of the atmosphere without the need for hydrogen thrusters. And that's the main thing I want to have. So because having extra hydrogen on here, hydrogen tanks, might bring up the weight. I don't know how much the hydrogen stuff weighs, so it could be even better with hydrogen thrusters, but I always worry about the burn time of these things. So my main thing would be to use atmospheric thrusters and ion thrusters, a lot to the bottom, some to the sides, especially atmospheric thrusters to the sides, because in space we don't really need to have too much thrust to the outside and all that stuff. That should be good. And we need, and that will be a real weight concern, we need gyroscopes like crazy, I would say. So that's what I want to prepare. And again, it doesn't need to look nice right now. It's a ship that is just there to drop things onto the surface. I want to use this plane and then The mirroring is the best thing that is in the creative thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then maybe we go up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And do the same back here. We will swing the outriggers a bit up so that nothing is in the way of whatever hangs on the bottom. I want to be able to maneuver with the ship around the other modules. That's my main concern. That's why it is longer than the modules itself. And I want to kind of have it so that in the middle, there's not a lot going on. And the thrusters will, if I need to put thrusters on there, they will move to the front and to the back. We will take a look at that in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe we don't need the 8 here. Good. So as you can see, I can get rid of all these nice blocks for now. We don't need cargo. I might want to put in a cargo container to be able to feed the thing with uranium. I hope that we have that amount of uranium that this thing might need. Okay, we need thrusters of both varieties, and then we also need gyros, landing gears, and I'm thinking about sticking out the merge block with some pistons. The problem with this will be that then we end up with a subgrid that might make landing and controlling this whole thing a bit more problematic than we really need. So it would maybe be better to go without that. Yeah, we will go without the piston. The merge block will be rigid below the whole thing so that the whole station that is connected to it will be rigid and in a good connection with the whole ship. My main concern is that we lose control if we have it stuck on a subgrid or just hang below the whole thing. That's why I want to use merge blocks here. So, okay, let us take a look. We need a merge block. This one will be placed once. Why can I not? Oh, okay, I had it on the hotbar. Okay, this is okay. Then a reactor. Reactor would be good. We will go with a big one. I think 2. Whenever I do this, I kind of over-engineer, and we might want to have a cockpit on there. Okay, what else do I might want to have? I'm not really sure. This thing will be just flown by eye. People always come. I had some Ash, for example, had a really nice idea when it comes to building a base. The idea was really nice. Basically, build a base, take a blueprint, then build something that is able to project this blueprint as cargo with materials in it, and then a bars or a built-in repair system, a BOP or however you want to call that thing, and basically you drop just this small unit, turn on the projection, let the bars build the ship, and then you would have your base. I told him that the idea is nice, but the plan was to have these modular buildings, and I think for now I will stick to that, but the idea is so good. The only problem that I see with this is that I would have to anchor the base with something. So having this thing go down to the planet and then just build the base on top of it. I need a merge block on the ground so that I can definitely hard anchor this base. That's what I definitely want to have. Good. A remote control might be a nice thing, but for now we will go without anything like that. I still need to design the energy module. Again, this thing will be done with wind turbines, the big wind turbines. I hope that works out. I need another main module for that. Should be enough. One should be enough. So per module, it's 5 megawatts, and I'm pretty sure that's enough for the thing. But again, the first thing that I think we will drop is this module. So that's what I want to go for now, and the rest can be done over time. Okay, good. We need a cockpit somewhere. The cockpit will be just one of the big industrial cockpits, and then that should be enough. Good. Reactors. I want to bring them somewhere close to the ends. Do I have... Yeah, conveyor connections are established here. So this... And the merge block will be somewhere here. Again, it doesn't need to be beautiful. This is not a ship that is in any way or needs to be nice and sleek in any way. I want it to have one function. Go down, deliver the thing, go up again, bring in the next thing. So, yeah, we need some heavy ion thrusters. The main thing is because I want to be able to go up, and that's the cool thing. On the way back up, we don't need too much power. This might even be overkill, because we will be lighter on the way back. The main thing that we need is crazy powerful thrusters, atmospheric thrusters, that can bring us to a hold within the few meters or the few kilometers. It's 8 or 7 kilometers that we have in the atmosphere of Mars to stop us and be able to precisely land. So then we will go with big atmospheric thrusters, and as I said, I want to bring them a bit more to the front. So this is what I want to do here, so that this whole space in the middle stays really clean and is far away from any of the thrusters. We have, I think, I don't know if we on the server have the destruction, the thruster destruction turned on. Not sure, but I want to also plan for this, that none of the structures are then in any danger of getting burned up or something like that. Okay, I want to have a bit of a rigid frame around the reactors, and then the main thing that we need is to fill a good chunk of the area with gyroscopes. This will be the main thing that we will need. Okay, now some thrusters to the sides, and for the atmosphere we need atmospheric thrusters to the side too. We cannot go with anything less here, and to the front too. Atmospherics, when it comes to planetary flight, I try to also put some on the top, so some up-firing thrusters, but mainly so that there is scripts out there that kind of want you to also have thrusters firing up, because I don't know if it's harder for scripts to just recognize that, okay, there is drop with gravity anyways. Not sure, but that's what I kind of stick to. But here we can go with just small, 1 or 2 small thrusters firing upwards, but to the front, to the back, and to the sides we want to have as much thrust as possible. So this thing needs to be completely maneuverable in atmosphere, and on the way up I want to have less ion thrust up, because when we get out of atmosphere, the ion thrusters work perfectly, and again, the ship is a lot lighter when we come back up. So in space, we need just a few thrusters to maneuver to the side, to the front, to the top, to the bottom. Again, we go with a bit more. In space, it will be lighter, a lot lighter than to fly this thing than in the atmosphere. And again, for I hope that when we position our fleet above the surface and above the terrain we choose to land on, I hope that we go so close to it that the way with the heavy weight attached on the bottom to the planet is not the big problem. So again, we maneuvering this whole thing will mainly happen with atmospheric thrusters. So okay, I wanted to stick on a cargo container, just a small one, so that we can connect up some conveyors to just the come on, to just the reactors. Again, the reactors will be on the outside there. I could put them somewhere in the middle, then I wouldn't have to put in all the conveyors, but I need the space anyway. So with the conveyor, with the gyroscopes, we go all out, because we need to lug around a really heavy thing that hangs just below this, and I'm not sure how much everything changes once we have the station hang below us. Again, I hope that this is the heaviest module. It could be that this section is a lot heavier, but I can only hope that this is the heaviest module that we bring down. Good. Okay, some thrusters. The main thrusters here, we can just put them, I would say, on this beam, or somewhere close to here. Let us go with ion thrusters, just 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Two in the front and 2 in the back. And again, 1 or 2 firing upwards. I think 2. 2 should be completely enough to fire upwards. Can I put that here? And then we put in some to the sides. Not sure yet how to do that. This will look ugly as hell. But it's okay. Again, it's just a transport ship. It doesn't need to be beautiful. Absolutely not. That's not what I would look out for. It needs to be functional. Other people might look for, okay, it needs to also look nice. No. For me, that doesn't count. I want to have a ship that works. It needs to fulfill its mission. So bring this thing down to orbit. That's what I want. Let me make a short break, set this up, and then I will come back to you with the thrusters set up. Then we make a test flight, how it behaves with without a load attached, and then we go in and attach a load to it. We will spawn in another of these modules and attach it to the bottom, I would say. Okay, people. I'm testing out if this ship is able to just climb out of the atmosphere. That is one thing I really want to know. It needs to be able to do that. If it can do that on its own with this power, then everything's good. It is a bit sluggish, so we might have to put on more gyroscopes. But we will have to see. Here, by the way, you can see we had this drop off of the speed, and now the ion thrusters have taken over. So on its own this works. I'm pretty sure we can just go down again, let the whole thing sink back, and grab one of the modules. With one of the modules attached, we should see what else we need. If we need to put on more gyros, more things like that. Okay, we could even hover here. So we are just on ions, and if they work that good without anything attached, then I'm happy. But again, the real test will be how good does it work with something, a load attached. So let us grab one of the ships. One thing I need to see is, and take a look at the power, by the way. We have good amounts of power left with 2 reactors, so we can stick on a lot more thrusters if needed. So what's our height? We need to go back to dampeners soon, but I want to try if it breaks the fall from, I don't know, 7 kilometers. That should be good. So let us slow it down. That's slow. That's really slow. So maybe we need a bit more. The side and the back thrust is really low. So if we fly with this thing, I will put on more thrusters pointed towards the bottom, but nothing else. And then we need to keep level. We don't have a lot of room when it comes to going out of level. That is something that is not supposed to happen. This ship isn't supposed to tilt or something like that. We need to bring it level, and then it needs to stay that way. That's one thing when you fly it we will have to really be careful with. Okay, good. There are the modules. let us go a bit to the side. So I have spawned in another iteration of the command module. So we can grab that, anchor that, and then fly away with it. You can see that I have put on some landing gears, but they are out of the way. It's if we, don't know, if we need to place this ship somewhere on the ground, then we are able to do that without it, don't know, have to hover over the ground for ages. So you can see there's a merge block on top of the module. Now the slow setup process begins. That's something that will be interesting if we connect these things up, especially with the fact that we don't have a lot of wiggle room when it comes to side thrust and all these things. Not too sure. Okay, come on. Ah, come on. Just connect. You should be able to. Nice, connected. So what we need to do now is drop out, then delete these bottom blocks. I think the one in the ground here can go to. Come on. Thank you. Good. Okay, now this needs to be made into a ship again, because at the moment it should be just, yeah, convert to ship. It is able to lift the whole thing. That is good. That is really good. How crazy can we go with it? Let us take a look. The main thing I want to see is how good is this thing at braking. Not braking, but slowing down. Because, again, I want to do a bit of a free fall from, don't know, 9,000 meters and see how well it works with that. I think we could even climb out of the atmosphere with this thing attached. So that shouldn't be any problem. Okay, speed is going down. And then at one point the ion thrusters should take over. And hopefully speed us up to space. Yeah, now they take over. Speed us up to space. Good. So let us just fall. I don't want to go too high, because then the way to the ground will be a lot longer, and that's something I don't really need. Okay. Ah, come on, please. Maybe I cut that out. We're coming down at full speed, and we reached nearly the 8,000 mark. So what I will do is now turn on the dampeners and see if it starts to slow down. Ooh, that's not good. It slows down, that's a good thing, but it's maybe not fast enough. So maybe we... No. It is fast enough. It is fast enough. I don't have to be too scared. The thrust, kind of the thrust rises. So the amount of thrust that we have kind of goes up the deeper the closer to the ground we go. So I'm always too scared. I'm always too scared with this. And now, can we maneuver with it? That's another thing we need to take a look at. Again, this thing is absolutely not beautiful. It doesn't need to be. We don't need to really talk about this, it is not supposed to be beautiful. So just let us go down, slow it down again. I will go a bit away. Ooh. We have good maneuverability down here. So that is neat. That is really neat. See that? We speed up to the sides relatively well. I think I will add some side thrusters because we have a lot more front thrusters and back thrusters now than side thrusters. Question is, how well do the gyroscope work? No, the gyroscope are slow. Okay, that's something we will have to work on. Some more side thrusters, and I'm not sure if I also should put some to the bottom again. Yeah, I think we will go and put some more to the bottom on, and some more side thrusters. Yeah, side thrusters. The whole ship is not slowing down fast enough when it comes to side slip, so that needs to be alleviated. Good. Okay. These stick out a bit, and you can see that I have basically put up another line of blocks here, and I can put some more gyroscope onto that. So 4. Put more thrusters on there, and we will have a thruster cluster. A cluster of thrusters here, and this should give us a bit more oomph when it comes to slowing down. And I think we are still good for the irons as well. All that stuff should be good. Nice. Okay. Let us put on some gyroscopes. A whole range of gyros. Come on. The more the gyros we have, the more weight we put on. So maybe we should. Ooh, no, not good. 5. Okay, and I will also put 5 onto the front. That should be, I don't know if it is enough, but it should be better. In an emergency situation, I want to be able to maneuver the ship really well. So this, it doesn't need to be agile. It's no. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. How well is it when I tilt it forward? Oh, okay. That's enough thrust. That's definitely enough thrust to hold the thing. Good thing. Good thing. Again, it's crazy big, unnecessary, over complicated, but I hope this will be the thing that drops us to the ground. Maybe I will build some blocks around it so that it gets a bit of a nicer shape, but again, I'm not here to make this thing beautiful in any way. Let us try another thing before we go. Because, oh, what time is it? Ooh, I'm running long again. People, that's not possible. Cannot do 50-minute episodes every time. So, 1 block to the ground. Local grid, free placement, gravity alignment. Okay. 7. I'll bring in one of these and then also put one on the bottom. Yes, yes. Good. This thing. And then we just try to maneuver it onto the merge block. Okay. And see if we can if we can lock it down. I hope that someone on the server will help me with this, that I don't have to do that by eye. But if it is necessary, then we should be able to do it. It's locked. I'm so... It's years and years of experience with merge blocks because I don't use them a lot, and no, it's it's just I know my way to fly, and I know how distances work and all that stuff. It's neat. Good. Can we unlock this thing? We should be able. 5. Nice. We didn't even need to convert that thing. Cool. Is it still a station? I don't know how the server is set up. It's a ship, so that's a good thing. Don't know how the server is set up. Could be that the server is set up in a bit of a different way. But we will see. Because I'm setting up the server today, so that's the thing. The server kind of changes hands, and so we will also change the provider of the server, and so we hope that we can get Torch running. That's something that we definitely want. Okay, let us lock this down. Nice, good. This is the prototype. Again, I will see if I can make it at least not so hideous. People will be not happy about it, I know, but again, for me, it's just the function it needs to do. It needs to be lightweight, and this is, as far as I think, as lightweight as I can make it right now. The amount of thrust is good, and I hope I can get out of the atmosphere again. I will maybe test that tomorrow a bit more. Otherwise, I will make some changes. But this at least worked really nice. Good. Okay, people, I think that's all for today. Hope you liked the episode. It was a bit more talky, and again, we just did this thing, and I talked you through my plans here. Oh, I didn't show you something. I also made a cap because I thought about what do we do with all these open chambers in the end. I have built a cap so we can just close that off. That's another thing I will I will do a blueprint of, and that we can bring down then. Maybe we can just attach them later when it is done, but we have a cap for it. Good people. Yeah, thanks for watching. I would say hope you liked the episode. Hopefully you leave a like on it then. That would be great. And I hope to see you in the next one, I would say. Thanks, guys, and see you in the next one. See ya, guys.